Um, Number one, why do you want to return to the RA position for the 2022-23 academic year? I personally definitely enjoyed being an RA in the Somers dorms. I got to know the residents on my floor. I definitely made friends with a lot of them, and overall, I feel my floor definitely had a good like vibe of everyone getting together. And just there really wasn't any big conflicts or anything, which I liked. I definitely laid out expectations and stuff, and it overall went smoothly. Um, Now closing out my sophomore year, I'm definitely thankful for the opportunities I had for being an RA this year. I definitely learned from them, grew from them. It was definitely rewarding to help freshmen kind of transition from being this like high school person who was dependent on their parents to being this independent college student. Some of them, this was the first time out of their house, so yeah, it was definitely helpful. Or yeah, um, I also feel I probably have a little more emergency slash like mental health crisis experience than other new RAs. Not so much returning RAs because they probably dealt with stuff last year as well. But I know at my previous job working at a halfway house helping recovering drug addicts, there was definitely a lot of times where they would have nervous breakdowns or like angry outbursts, stuff like that. In addition to that, the first weekend in the fall, I was on duty with RA Bella, who have now graduated. But Saturday, I remember at like 12 or 1 in the morning, we got a call and had to help a student who was possibly drugged and assaulted at a party. Obviously it's a very unfortunate thing that's happened, and like obviously no one wants to go through it, and it doesn't come up that very often. But and there's definitely some things that probably could have gone better, but overall, I feel that went pretty smoothly, and the outcome of that was positive. In addition to that, Sunday, we had a student in a mental health crisis that was on Bella's floor. We helped her navigate through that as well. So yeah, both of those experiences definitely probably could have gone better, but considering the circumstances, I feel they were good outcomes. So overall, I would just like to come back as an RA next year, just because I definitely enjoyed the position this year, and I feel I can definitely improve on myself as an RA, stuff like that. Number two, what qualities do you feel you'll bring to the RA position for the 2022-23 academic year? If I were to return, I could definitely bring my experience that I've gained as an RA and basically help new RAs navigate the job. I know personally at the beginning of the year, I felt kind of intimidated and like it felt like a pretty daunting job to have. So I know obviously new RAs will probably feel similar. So I'd love to help new RAs navigate the job. It's definitely helpful having people there that are willing to help, willing to answer questions, stuff like that. I definitely feel that being an RA has definitely made me become more professional. It's allowed me to kind of project myself in a more professional manner to people. That could probably translate to like helping roommates through roommate conflicts. Obviously, nobody wants to go through that. It kind of sucks to have your roommate not exactly like you, but I had like 2 of those this year that never went past really wanting to switch roommates. They didn't really know how to bring it up and address it. So, once they had a meeting, they said what needed to be said, and everyone came to a good, like, positive compromise, which is obviously what you want to begin with. In addition to that, I would love to keep residents engaged with programs, help them grow in the CSS community. I know the spring semester we've had programs every week, and that's definitely made me kind of think more on my feet and think of more like creative and engaging programs that I can do as an RA versus like last semester was just 2 programs and that was it. So yeah, this has definitely made me come up with more creative programs and stuff for the future. Number 3, what can you improve on for next year as an RA? Personally, I could definitely improve on communication. I'm kind of someone who's used to working alone. That was just purely because of just by past, and just that's kind of how I was brought up. So communication, like even just overall, that's something I'm still working on. And then bulletin boards, I guess as a guy, I was just kind of intimidated because like I'm not the most creative person, and that's something that really like intimidated me at the beginning of the year. Is like, how do I create these like cool looking bulletin boards that like I've seen other RAs do? Like, I just kind of always thought like, oh, like I'll never be able to, match that creativity. Which over time I would definitely say I've improved upon that, and I would definitely say there's a lot more room for improvement for that. So yeah, just those two things. Just staying in touch with like fellow RAs more often, and then just bulletin boards, working with RAs, helping create those. Number 4, what are the strengths you think you bring to being an RA and for being a good teammate? Personally, I feel like my confidence is a good strength I have as an RA. I've like grown more used to like public talking and like leading, community meetings, stuff like that. Being confrontational is probably another good quality. That just goes back to like, I can address problems head on, whether it's a roommate conflict or, people are smoking weed in the building and you need to get the message across saying, hey, like this is obviously not allowed on campus, don't do this, it's dumb, stuff like that. Willingness to help, I feel like it's another big quality of mine. Like I'm always trying to, help somebody out, whether it's an RA or resident, whatever. Also try and strive to be a leader. Like I try and just, take action and, whatever needs to be done, get it done. In addition to that, I feel I could probably be a good mentor for the new RAs or some of the new RAs. I'd love to help them, like I said earlier, navigate the job and just make them feel more comfortable, because it's, definitely something that is intimidating at the beginning of the year. And then lastly, number 5, although you can be placed anywhere, where would you prefer to be placed next year if you came back as an RA? My first choice would probably be the Bricks Apartments with RA Matt Schmidt on the Honors Hall below. We discussed it quite a bit, and if that was our first choice, we would probably both pick Bricks. But if that weren't the case, I'd probably just pick the Somers dorms again. I definitely enjoyed helping freshmen move in and stuff like that. So, yeah. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and thank you for considering me to be, an RA next year. Definitely enjoyed the experience this year. It was a lot of fun. Definitely learned a lot, grew a lot, had a lot of good experiences. So, yeah, thanks for watching.